clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money.
In an astounding disclosure, according to reports, ESPN's vocal analyst Stephen A. Smith has revealed Floyd Money's last financial nail in the coffin. Mayweather is well known for his extravagant lifestyle, constant self-promotion, and perfect boxing record. Smith claims that although Mayweather has always represented the pinnacle of wealth and flamboyance in the sports industry, the glitz was always a front that is now collapsing due to bankruptcy, IRS investigations, and growing legal action.
I didn't got nothing. We're doing our jobs too, man. Okay, just want to comment. What?
Following Smith's shocking statements during a heated episode on First Take, which sparked a flurry of discussions, queries, and worries about Mayweather's previously impenetrable empire, the phrase "he's done" went viral on social media.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
One must first comprehend the scope of Mayweather's ascent, who was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in order to appreciate the significance of this financial disaster. Floyd Mayweather Jr. became a professional boxer in 1996 and immediately established himself as a technical genius in the ring. His defensive skills, lightning-fast reflexes, and strategic acumen allowed him to retire undefeated with a 50 record, earning him the nickname Money for good reason. Mayweather changed the boxing industry's business landscape by purchasing himself out of his top-ranked contract for $750,000 in 2006, a move that would ultimately define his career. He then established his own promotion company, Mayweather Promotions, and started controlling his fight purses and pay-per-view earnings during the years Mayweather fought. Forbes named him the highest-paid athlete in the world at one point, but as Stephen A. Smith audaciously stated, "It doesn't matter how much money you make if you spend like you'll never run out." His 2015 fight with Manny Pacquiao brought in over $600 million, and 2 years later, his bout against UFC star Conor McGregor added an additional $300 million to his coffers.
Beyond the glitz and glamour, the flossing, the pomp and circumstances surrounding everything that culminated in Saturday night's Mayweather versus McGregor fight, there were a few sightings that were relatively low-key in comparison, but more significant than many may realize. At the weigh-in, there was a two-time NBA champion, Draymond Green, and star guard Paul George. On fight night, of course, there was LeBron James, James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, and a few others. And none of them were there just to pay homage to Mayweather, the fighter. It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to.
With every purchase and post meant to remind the world that he was money, Mayweather's lifestyle was not just about luxury. It was about excess on a level that is uncommon even among the wealthiest athletes in the world. Mayweather displayed a life of unbridled luxury by boarding private planes like taxis and traveling in fleets of Bugattis and Rolls-Royces. His $18 million diamond-encrusted watch, a stunning piece of jewelry that became a talking point on nights out, was one of the most recognizable representations of his wealth. Apparently cost him up to $25,000 each time he visited a Las Vegas strip club, which he considered a regular occurrence rather than an indulgence. Mayweather owned several extravagantly decorated homes in affluent areas like Beverly Hills, Las Vegas, and Miami, all of which were kept up at great expense. He was notorious for traveling with duffel bags full of cash and flaunting them on social media as symbols of untouchable wealth, whether it was by posting videos of himself counting millions or arranging bundles of $100 bills on a table. He presented himself as a man with limitless financial power, but behind the glitz and glamour, financial advisors and analysts, red flags were raised repeatedly. One former advisor hinted at what now appears to be Mayweather's dire financial situation by warning that such a high-spending lifestyle is only sustainable if income flows match or exceed outflows, which becomes practically impossible once fight purses stop and checks stop coming in, leaving liabilities unpaid.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back during a heated episode of First Take. I've seen the documents, I've spoken to the people, and I'm telling you guys that Floyd Mayweather is in serious trouble, he said, looking into the camera with his trademark passion. Smith went on to say, "This isn't just rumors anymore. The IRS wants him. Creditors are pursuing him. He's selling off assets everywhere. And worse, he doesn't have the fight money left to save himself. He's done it." Smith disclosed that Mayweather is facing a multi-million-dollar deficit from the IRS, which has taken out loans against multiple properties and is behind on several years' worth of tax payments. To make matters worse, several of his business endeavors also have failed, and he is currently involved in lawsuits filed by irate investors. The most concerning disclosure was perhaps that Mayweather has reportedly started discreetly selling off his possessions, such as expensive jewelry and rare luxury cars, in an effort to pay off his rising debts. Smith highlighted the seriousness of the matter by pointing out Mayweather's abrupt change in public demeanor, stating, "Unless something's wrong, you don't go from bragging about spending $1.4 million in one day to suddenly going radio silent about your money." There are grave worries that the flamboyant fighter, who was known for showing off his wealth, is now eerily silent. Mayweather's problems with the IRS have been simmering for years. In 2017, he made headlines when he filed a petition to postpone a 2015 tax payment until after the McGregor fight, claiming he had insufficient liquidity despite earning hundreds of millions of dollars. At the time, it was dismissed as a calculated move, but insiders now say that was only the beginning. Mayweather's persona may have been nothing more than a quickly disintegrating illusion.
You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. I'm working for ESPN. We're broadcasting the Mayweather-McGregor fight live. And to this day, they will tell you that's a record. That's the biggest fight ever. That thing was sold out. That place people were dressed up as empty seats. And I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And I go, it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. There's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
But why didn't it sell out? I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so well.
All anybody's talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring
It's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody would.
You're saying the seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems
peculiar. Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still, to this day, claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do is claim it.
Floyd Mayweather struggled with severe financial problems prior to becoming the famous Money Mayweather. Despite his success in the ring, rumors started to circulate that he was facing jail time for unpaid taxes in an attempt to escape going to jail. This was not the tale of a wise businessman or financial genius as many came to see Mayweather. Rather, it depicted a man on the verge of financial collapse, struggling to maintain his extravagant lifestyle while neglecting to manage his basic financial obligations rather than concentrating on prudent financial management. Mayweather borrowed $2 million just to make a dent in his mounting tax debt. Mayweather preferred leading an extravagant lifestyle, purchasing high-end vehicles, keeping several residences, and wearing pricey jewels. His wish to flaunt his wealth produced a phony picture of security and prosperity that concealed the severe financial mismanagement taking place in the background. His financial instability was made worse by the loan he took out to pay off his debts, which indicated that his careless spending and lack of foresight were finally catching up with him. This was the start of a concerning trend that would ultimately lead to the financial difficulties he is currently facing.
Me and Eric B. were at, from Eric B. and Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather. That's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E. He needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy. He owned Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought I was crazy. They said, "Yo, loan me $2 million. I want to sign Floyd." He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we were in the boxing business.
Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed the IRS an astounding $22.2 million at one point, a sum that raised serious concerns about his financial management for someone who had repeatedly claimed to be the wealthiest athlete alive. This enormous tax bill was difficult to ignore because it revealed a stark discrepancy between Mayweather's financial situation and his lavish lifestyle, which included boasting about his private jets, luxury cars, and multimillion-dollar shopping sprees. This tax debt suggested that a significant portion of his wealth was either overstated or mismanaged for a man whose entire brand was based on the foundation of unmatched financial success. This tax burden suggested that his financial situation was less stable. As they seemed, Mayweather's ostentatious displays of wealth might have been more of a front than anyone realized, as his inability to pay his taxes on time demonstrated how his actual financial circumstances differed from the meticulously constructed image of the untouchable. Cash. Mayweather served as a reminder that even the wealthiest athletes can experience the negative effects of poor money management, and that leading a flamboyant lifestyle isn't always a sign of long-term financial security.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even 50 Cent, a rapper and former close friend and business colleague of Floyd Mayweather, spoke candidly about the boxer's financial collapse in a number of interviews. 50 Cent provided a gloomy account of Mayweather's spending patterns, asserting that Floyd had spent enormous sums of money on jewelry, private planes, strip clubs, and, most detrimentally, gambling. The problem was not just the amount of money spent, but also the carelessness with which it was done. He explained how Mayweather would spend millions of dollars carelessly, as though there would always be money. What made 50 Cent's remarks so powerful was the reality that he had previously been a member of Floyd's inner circle. So his viewpoint wasn't that of an outside critic, but rather that of someone who had seen Mayweather's lifestyle up close. When 50 publicly declared that Floyd had spent all of his money and was now broke, it shocked the entertainment and sports industries because it was a sharp contrast to the image Floyd had long maintained of being impervious to financial difficulties. The revelations from a longtime friend who was now an outspoken critic only strengthened the mounting suspicions that Mayweather's empire was collapsing behind the scenes.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof. Watch this.
He asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because he's just not. I just said it, and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's fight time.
Got it.
It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
So through the BX Fight Club, you met someone,
Isaac, right? Because they had to legalize it on paper to turn it into like a dark show, like when they don't have television involved with a boxing event. Even Floyd, when you make yourself like we got issues over your anger, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah. That's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
In an Instagram video, former opponent and fellow boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya openly chastised Floyd Mayweather for continuing to compete in exhibition fights and urged him to stop embarrassing himself. Following Mayweather's controversial exhibition match against John Gotti III, which drew alcohol from the audience, de la Hoya spoke directly to Mayweather, saying, "Floyd, you're 50 years old and a legend in the sport, but you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard and expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first." A more general worry that Mayweather's post-retirement actions would damage the impeccable reputation he established in the ring over the course of decades by carrying on with these demonstration bouts. Mayweather runs the risk of overshadowing his accomplishments and changing how the audience views his career. De la Hoya's message serves as a warning, stressing the value of leaving a lasting legacy over pursuing fame or money in the moment.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're going to have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.